What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I have a very special episode of The Breakdown. As you can see, we're going to be analyzing a Black Ops 3 beta gameplay. The gameplay we're going to be analyzing is from MingMoney94, and it's a team deathmatch on Hunted. Let's get into it. Okay, so as always, let's start it off with the class that he decided to use. So we have the HVK with Quick Draw, Foregrip, and Extended Mags. All great choices. This is an excellent setup here for the HVK. Lethal, we have a Frag Grenade. Tactical, we have a Black Hat. Perk 1, Sixth Sense. Perk 2, Hardwired. And Perk 3, Engineer. So a couple things I wanted to point out with the class. First off, Engineer plus Black Hat, great combination. I see some people trying to use Black Hats without Engineer. Engineer is just going to help you so much to be able to find that score streak, because you can see it not only on your mini-map, but you can also see it through walls. And you can actually hack things through walls, which is kind of awesome. And keep in mind, this is also the beta, so Black Hats are extremely powerful. I know they're going to be nerfing them in some way by the time the game actually launches, but as it is right now, they're extremely powerful. So great combination there. For Perk 2, personally, I would have used Fast Hands for this, but Hardwired is also a very powerful perk, so no issues there. And then again, Perk 1, Sixth Sense isn't really my style, but a lot of people like it, and there's nothing wrong with using it. Alright guys, so getting into the gameplay, the first thing I wanted to point out is just a common theme that you see throughout this entire gameplay, and that is a lack of accuracy. So MingMoney is seeming to struggle a little bit with his accuracy and hitting his shots. I noticed on average, it's taking him about 15 to 25 shots per kill, when the gun statistically can kill in 4 to 5 shots. I believe that's what it is anyways for the HVK. Now, I would never expect somebody to consistently kill in just 4 to 5 shots. This is an online game. People are moving around like crazy. That's just unrealistic to expect. But realistically, you should be expecting to kill in about 8 to 12 shots. Consistently, too. This should be consistently, rather than that 15 to 25 shots to get a single kill. So, I don't really blame you for this. With this game, it does have a much different feel as far as sensitivity and everything. A very, very different feel compared to Advanced Warfare or some previous Call of Duty games. So it is something that is going to take some getting used to. I will have my accuracy drill out shortly after the game actually launches. I will have my accuracy drill, and I find those accuracy drills can help a ton to build your confidence with accuracy. And also, just a couple little tips for you that I noticed. You seem to be the type of player that shoots first and aims second. So you're kind of aimed somewhat in the general direction of your enemy. You start firing and then you try to adjust on target. Now you're also dealing with recoil at the same time as trying to track your target. This makes things very, very difficult. I find it's best to take that extra maybe half second to make sure your first shot hits, and then the rest of the shots just come so much easier. And usually you'll actually end up killing people faster, even though you're pausing for that half second trying to get your first shot on target. Also, one thing I noticed with a lot of your longer range shots is you go full auto 100% of the time. You never really tap the trigger or try to really control your recoil by only firing a few rounds at a time and then letting your gun recenter and then trying again. You just go full auto, balls to the wall every single time. And I think that's harming your accuracy big time for those longer range gunfights. So when you get into the long range gunfights, don't be afraid to just kind of tap the trigger a little bit and let your gun recenter. Usually you have more time to get the kill when they're at a longer range compared to when they're at a close range. Now right here is something that I see a lot of people do with their specialist abilities in Black Ops 3, and that is they call their specialist ability or their power weapon in right off of spawn. This is something that I don't recommend. I recommend calling in your power weapon once you have map control and you're in an advantageous situation, or a situation that would be even advantageous with just a gun out. If you can win that gunfight with just a gun, you're definitely going to win that gunfight with a power weapon. When you call it in off of spawn, that means the enemy usually has map control on you, and they hold the power positions that you have to push out and try to take control of. You don't want to be wasting your power weapon by pushing out in a situation where the enemy has the advantage over you. And that advantage in this situation is that window that's an elevated position that overlooks the area that you just ran through. And this is actually where you get killed because the enemy has a power position. If you have the power position, on the other hand, when you call your power weapon in, that means the enemy has to come to you, and it makes it that much easier to get the kill, especially because a lot of these power weapons have a charge up time. So the scythe has to kind of spin up before shooting. The sparrow, you have to draw your bow before you shoot. And the tempest, there is that little bit of a charge up time before it actually releases the shot. If the enemies are coming to you, it makes it so much easier to hit your enemies. So wait until you have map control, wait until you have a power position, then call your specialist power weapons in. Skipping ahead just a little bit here, this is something that I notice you do quite often, or at least I saw it happen a few times, and that is challenging things you shouldn't be challenging. So you won your gunfight, you got to cover, you saw at least one guy up in the window. I know you saw at least that one guy. He has the advantage here. He has a little bit better cover because he's at an elevated position. You have cover right now. You're safe behind this truck. But you decided to push out and challenge. And not only push out, you pushed out exposing your entire body to him, instead of just trying to use cover to the best of your ability to try and challenge him. Now this is something that you didn't even have to challenge. You were completely safe behind this truck. You could have just kind of waited it out a little bit. Wait until your enemy gets impatient, or wait until your teammates push up and your enemy gets distracted by your teammates. Then you make your move. You could have tried to flank. You could have tried to use some form of cover. You could have tried to just back off away from the truck and try to head glitch over the truck into the window. There are so many different options you could have had here. Instead, you pushed right out into the open, and that's pretty much a guaranteed death. Skipping ahead just slightly again, you pull out your scythe, and you stand right here, kind of behind this piece of cover, but kind of not, aiming towards that window across the way. Again, this is a very familiar situation, same thing we saw in the beginning. I want you to think about how much of your body is exposed to the people that are in the window, considering their height advantage right now. Basically, your entire body is exposed to them. I think maybe they can't see your knees and down, but they can see everything else because you're standing so far back away from that piece of cover that's right in front of you. If you push up right to that piece of cover and crouch, all they're going to see is like your shoulders and up, maybe a little bit more than that or a little bit less than that. Standing back here like this is a very bad move. A very simple fix is push as close to that cover as possible. Crouch if it's possible. I'm pretty sure you can get into a position where if you crouch, you're kind of head glitching over and you can see towards that window. And now suddenly you have the advantage in that gunfight, or at least you've kind of made that gunfight fair, because in this current situation, the odds are stacked against you because you're standing too far behind that cover and you're not really using it as cover. Alright, so we're going to look at one last situation before the game wraps up here, and that is, again, an improper use of cover. This giant piece of concrete, I don't know if it's a sign or what it is, this thing is awesome. It has a perfect height to it, so that if you back off to the certain point, you can actually head glitch over top, and you have a clear advantage over anybody that's coming towards you. And you have multiple enemies coming towards you off spawn here. Instead of utilizing that piece of cover, you push out to the left of it and completely expose your entire body. This was completely unnecessary. You probably could have had a triple kill here. You may have even won the game if you had head glitched over this rather than pushing out into the open. And I just say that because the game was actually so close. You were only a few kills off. It was very possible that you could have won the game if you would have simply backed off instead of moving to the left. All they would have seen is your head, and you see their entire body. So you would have had a significant advantage here. So that's going to wrap it up for this very special episode of The Breakdown. Let me know in the comments section below if you'd like me to continue analyzing Black Ops 3 gameplays before the actual launch of the game, because there are actually a few more people that would like to send me gameplays. I'm sure some of you guys out there would like to send me some gameplays of the Black Ops 3 beta, but I don't really know if the audience is ready to see breakdown gameplays or breakdown episodes for Black Ops 3 yet, since the game isn't even out yet. So let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.